FPL Game Week 26 team selection. The first double game week of the season has arrived with Arsenal and Wolves both doubling in Game Week 26. So in today's video, we'll be going through how my team did in Game Week 25, my plans for Game Week 26 transfer-wise, the team selection for Game Week 26, along with some future planning. So if you enjoyed the video and the quick turnaround, make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe, and let's get into it. What's up? It's FPL Vert, where arrows go green, and they didn't actually go green this week. We'll discuss that in the team review very shortly, but as it's a very quick turnaround, I just wanted to show a free hit draft. This is more to see the players that you could possibly punt on this week if you've got some extra transfers, but in terms of actually activating the free hit, I would strongly urge no one to consider doing it in 26 and pretty much any other game week other than 34, mainly because of the blanks that will be caused, but I digress. We'll be doubling up on Crystal Palace because they're hosting Burnley, doubling up on Chelsea as they're hosting Leeds, doubling up on Wolves in a free hit style draft because they have a double, but I wouldn't actually own either of them long term unless you can maybe hide Mane, which is actually what I'm doing as well. Bruno is the most informed player in the game at the moment, so he's a no-brainer. And then of course, for Arsenal triple up, I probably would have Gabriel, Timber, Rice as my favourite triple up, but that's for 1 week only. I think Wright is probably better long term because you can hide him as a goalkeeper, as we'll discuss later. But yeah, that's what free hit draft would look like. Into the wildcard draft, and kind of like a free hit in Game Week 26, I actually would not use the wildcard in 26 either. I think 24 was definitely the time to use it because you would have had Pedro for the good fixtures, but now I just think it's totally not worth it. But if you have to wildcard this week, I'd probably go for this. This is probably more for the long-term picks if you're looking to get a transfer for like 3-4 weeks. Obviously, the free hit's more like if you want to have a fun punt. But yeah, these are the fixtures. These are the players I go for. And really, yeah, as you can tell, it's not really the best fixtures for anyone. I mean, most people own the players that have green fixtures in Bruno and Haaland. João Pedro, like his fixtures just fall off too quickly for me to really consider it as a long-term pick. But if you're wildcarding, I guess you can just might as well. But yeah, this is what I'd go for personally. And yeah, I mean, I think for Game Week 26, I probably would prefer Rice than Timber because Timber, there's that slight concern that he maybe misses out. But yeah, I digress. This is just a wildcard draft and mainly for anyone that has the wildcard active. So into my team and how I did in Game Week 25, and unfortunately it was not a green. I was actually 3 points off the safety score, and I had to take a -4 because I had to get rid of Saka, and I also wanted to get Mbeumo in. I guess I could have kept Rodgers, but I just don't really trust Aston Villa at the moment, and I think Man United attack is definitely worth doubling up on, given how they're performing, how the mood has changed completely. They're about to get 5 games in a row at the first opportunity, so it just tells you that obviously they're getting their results. I also don't really trust Villa. I mean, Rodgers, that's his first goal in like 9 game weeks, I think he scored against Manchester United, didn't he? And then he just didn't do anything from, but let me actually see right now. Yeah, so that is his first goal since Game Week 17, and we're in Game Week 25, so that's literally 8 game weeks of no goals for Morgan Rodgers and 2 assists in that time. So I think I was kind of justified. His data kind of stinks as well, whereas Mbeumo's data is sparkling. So yeah, I mean, my team, I'm pretty happy with how it performed. Raya and Gabriel came through again with a double clean sheet. Chalobah got DEFCON once again. Rice got DEFCON for the first week in my team, but he actually blanked 4 games in a row, so I've got the Midas touch clearly. Bruno, it seemed like we had 1 as captainers, but Liverpool basically imploded in the final 6 minutes of their game at home. So we lost on captaincy by 1 point. Who cares about that, really? Ekitike had a glaring miss. He really should have scored. Mane hit the post, and Enzo actually kind of unlucky to blank, given the chances that he was creating and the shots that he took, but we take it. So yeah, we'll move into the transfer that has been confirmed. So we've just come out of a period where we took a hit in 3 successive game weeks, which is, of course, yeah, that's very bad FPL fundamentals. We managed to get a green in one of them, so we take it. Another one was, yeah, very kind of unlucky given how close we were to the safety score. But as I mentioned, I've planned my moves up until Game Week 32 now, where I'll be wildcarding. I know what I'm going to be doing. And one of them is a very exciting move. It's time for some fun punts. Tio, I never actually wanted him. He's pretty much the unwanted stepson at the moment because he was my replacement for Gvardiol. I think when he came in, he gave me -1. Then he got 9 points at Wolves, and then he got like a 1. and then he got 1 again. Obviously I didn't play him this time, but yeah, I don't want him, don't want Newcastle's defense either. But someone I do want is Daniel Munoz, who of course is probably the most explosive asset in the game outside of Gabriel now. Maybe old school Palmer, but not anymore, kind of washed when he's not taking penalties anyway. And Daniel Munoz, he's hosting Burnley this week, he's hosting Wolves next week. Pretty much a no-brainer, really. I can confirm that this has happened. And so into the team selection for double game week 26. And David Raya starts in goal. Of course he does, because he's kept 4 clean sheets in the last 5 game weeks, conceding just 2 big chances in that time. It shouldn't surprise you to hear that that is the league's best record in that regard. So let's hope for some clean sheet points. Gabriel Magalhães, our number 6, is the king of Brazil. He is also the king of fantasy, since his return from injury anyway, which was in game week 19 at home against Aston Villa, a game in which he scored. And in that time period, he has scored the most points out of any player since then. And that's with 2 goals, 5 clean sheets, DEFCON points twice, as well as sweeping 5 bonus points in the process. Given Arsenal's away form, that's 3 clean sheets in the last 4 road trips, his goal threat from every set piece, and the fact he averages 7.9 points per match in away games this season, which is more than any other regular starter, he's actually going to be rocking the triple captainship for me this week, which is, yeah, a little bit west, considering you don't really triple captain defenders, but that's the name of the game this year in the era of DEFCON and midfielders really failing to impress. Daniel Munoz flies into the starting 11 this week, Crystal Palace's Colombian wingback, given that he delivered 14 points in both of the Eagles' 2 next opponents, which was away to Burnley and Wolves when he scored 14 points in both of those games. I'm fancying him to do similar when he welcomes both relegation candidates to Selhurst Park this week and next week as well. Trevor Chalobah, Chelsea's England international, he's picked up DEFCON in each of the past 6 game weeks, so he's pretty much locked for that at the moment. Only Wolves, Sunderland and Newcastle have actually scored fewer goals in away games than the Blues' opponent this week in Leeds. And that's actually classed as a derby, so you're hoping that Rosano wants to endear himself to the home fans, probably get a positive result, hopefully gets a clean sheet and hopefully some DEFCON as well. Declan Rice, Arsenal's Mr. Reliable. He's actually the 3rd highest scoring FPL midfielder this season, which is definitely game is gone territory for sure, because he's a DM. No, he's not a DM, he's an 8. But he's not a goal scoring midfielder, is he? Considering to what we're accustomed to, with the likes of Salah and Saka and Palmer and, well, Bruno's doing it right now, but you don't expect Declan Rice to be the 3rd highest midfielder this season, but that's it at the moment. He got back to returning in game week 25, the first time I owned him this season, and he got some DEFCON, which is, we take that with a clean sheet. Pretty much got an assist. Seemingly a lock for minutes in this Arsenal side under Mikel Arteta. He also provides the most chances for teammates. In fact, the past 5 game weeks, he blanked 4 times, but he created more than twice the total of any other Gunners player in terms of chances created. So maybe we can get some set piece assists. Maybe we can get some goals like he got a brace in Bournemouth game. Brian Mbeumo, according to the keyboard doctor analysts on Twitter anyway, the Cameroonian was appearing to limp. That doesn't seem to be the case because he's travelled with the United squad down to London for the West Ham game. So we're hoping to continue some form. He's only blanked just once in the past 4 games under Michael Carrick. Seemingly as the same in terms of the United's form, that's Bruno Fernandes. He's in imperious form. He's actually delivered 3 double-digit returns in the 4 matches under Michael Carrick. Some may say the game is gone when we're overlooking such a player for captaincy, but double game mania goes brr, so get mad. Enzo Fernandez, the Argentine, was pretty unlucky to blank against Wolves. He actually, when I look into the underlying metrics, he put up 0.9 expected goal involvements, and that's from 3 shots and 3 key passes. So considering that Leeds have conceded a whopping 19 goals against the top 6 this season, a record that only Wolves and Bournemouth can topple, I'm hopeful for some points here. Ugo Ekitike was very guilty of a poor game against Manchester City, including a glaring miss from close range. After one of Salah's better moments in the game, it must be said. Yeah, he had to score. He really had to score this header. The Reds travelled to a Sunderland side who are currently the only team in the league yet to suffer defeat at home, so not too hopeful for a return, but you never know. Matheus Mane has been in position in this team since game week 24. He's had the most shots on targets, and big chances created at Wolves across the past 8 game weeks in which he's been starting. Of course, the Arsenal game, I'm not expecting much at all, but at the very least, he'll offer some sort of a hedge to my double defence in Arsenal. But the main appeal will come in the Nottingham Forest game. The Tricky Trees have conceded the most big chances across the league over the last 4 game weeks, and the teenager also put up 0.6 to expected goal involvement against Bournemouth in game week 24, as well as hitting the post most recently against Chelsea in game week 25. So let's hope for some points. And Erling Haaland, he finally got back in the goals with his first goal at Anfield in the Premier League on Sunday. That was his first double-digit return in 8 appearances. It could prove to be timely, as he hosts a Fulham side that have actually conceded the joint most big chances in the last 4 game weeks alongside Fulham, alongside Nottingham Forest, after both facing 15 big chances in that time period. So that's the team for this week. That's the transfer I completed. Appreciate it is a very quick turnaround. This will be live 6 a.m. UK time Tuesday morning, so hopefully a lot of time to digest the information, and it will be 12 hours before the deadline as well. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please drop it into the comments, and just reach out to me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok. I keep forgetting to use TikTok, but yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you. Well, there's an FA Cup weekend this weekend, so yeah, there's not going to be any FPL deadline this weekend, but I'll see you next week for the next one. So thanks for watching.